What's up, guys? In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Moxie Marlinspike, the creator of WhatsApp, as well as the Signal messaging app. He put out some notes today about the current status of the NFTs, as well as some interesting truths that have been left out by the NFT and Ethereum community that I think you should know about. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. First, like my content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The goal is 1,000 subscribers. Also, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. It is purely for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's get into today's video. So, Moxie Marlin, okay? If you don't know this name, you should know it. He was the co-founder, creator of WhatsApp, okay? The messaging service that everybody used until Facebook bought it and now changed it into garbage. And now, then he moved on to a new project, which is Signal. And Signal was kind of in the down low until one day Elon Musk said, use Signal, for privacy. And then all of a sudden they got hordes of people going in, signing up, which basically just overwhelmed their system, and it was down for a while. But everyone knows to trust Signal. Now, Moxie Marlinspike is stepping down as the CEO, so he's stepping down. I think he's I think it's just a lot of work, a lot of pressure. They have funding issues, so they gotta find a way to generate some income, because it ain't cheap to keep all the servers and everything else going, because it's kind of ran off of donation. Elon Musk donates and some other people, but still, it's a lot of money, a lot of upkeep. So, what's going on with Moxie Marlinspike? What's so important? Well, let's get into this. So, on Twitter, Moxie had posted this thing, my first impression of Web3. Okay, when you go into the article, let's go through this article a little bit. Okay, we're going to read some of it. All right, so we'll just start a little bit in the middle of it. It says, for example, whether it's running on mobile or web, a D app like autonomous art or first derivative needs to interact with the blockchain somehow in order to modify or render state, the collectively produced work of the art, the NFT. That's not really possible to do from the client, okay? Because the blockchain can't live on your mobile device, all right? So the only alternative is to interact with the blockchain via the node, right? That's running remotely in a server somewhere. So again, it's a server, okay? But as we know, people don't want to run their own servers, okay? So it's a server. Now, as it happens, companies have emerged that sell API access to the Ethereum node. They run as a service along with providing analytics and API they built on top of the Ethereum APIs and access historical transactions. Now that sounds familiar. At this point, there are basically two companies. Almost all dApps use Infura or Alchemy in order to interact with the blockchain. Okay, so they got to either use Infura or Alchemy in order to interact with the blockchain. In fact, even when you connect a wallet like MetaMask, okay, to a dApp, and the dApp interacts with the blockchain via your wallet, MetaMask is just making calls to Infura. Whoa. Okay. These client APIs, they're not using anything to verify blockchain state or the authenticity of the responses. Okay? The results aren't even signed, okay? So let's get into this some more here. All right. So Alchemy or Infura responds with a JSON blob that says this is the output. So they get, there's a request, there's the output, and the app renders it. Now this was very surprising to Mr. Marlinspike, okay? So much work and energy and time has gone into creating a trustless distributed consensus mechanism, but virtually all clients that wish to access it do so by simply trusting the outputs from these two companies, Infura and Alchemy. without any further verification. All right, that's the situation with Ethereum today. All write traffic is obviously already public on the blockchain, but these companies also have visibility into almost all read requests from almost all users in almost all dApps. All right, so let's see here, because the state itself is available, so these platforms will move elsewhere. All right, so Mr. Marlinspike then decides to make an NFT, which is, highly accessible nowadays, very easy nowadays. All right, and we'll have other sites posted for that in the future. All right, making an NFT. I also wanted to create a more traditional NFT. Most people think of images and digital art when they think of NFTs, but NFTs generally do not store that data on chain. The data that creates the NFT is not stored on chain. I need you to get that into your head. That data is not stored on chain. For most NFTs of most images, that would be much too expensive. Okay? Instead of storing the data on chain, NFTs instead contain a URL. A URL that points to the data. All right? What surprised me about the standards was that there's no hash commitment for the data located at the URL. Okay? Looking at many of the NFTs on popular marketplaces being sold for tens, hundreds, or millions of dollars, that URL often just points to some VPS running Apache somewhere. Dude, anyone with access to that machine, anyone who buys that domain name in the future, or anyone who compromises that machine can change the image, title, description, etc. for the NFT to whatever they'd like at any time, regardless of whether or not they own the token. Wow. Can you imagine if you're that schmuck that paid $750,000 for some NFT or whatever, right? And just realize right now what they paid for, which is garbage, which I've been saying for the longest time. Okay? People just like to go with the crowd. NFT, oh yeah, NFT, yeah. When you ask somebody a question and they don't know the answer, you may have done it too when you were younger. You just say, you know how it is, hoping that you'll shut them up and they'll just agree with you. And 99% of the time they do. Well, I'm that guy that says, no, I don't know how it is. Can you explain it to me? Yeah. There's nothing in the NFT spec that tells you what the image should be, or even allows you to confirm whether something is the correct image. So he did the experiment. God bless Mr. Marlinspike. So as an experiment, I made an NFT that changes based on who is looking at it. Since the web server that serves the image can choose to serve different images, based on the IP or user agent of the requester. For example, it looked one way on Opensea, another way on Rarible, but when you buy it and view it from your own crypto wallet, it will always display as a large, well, in this case, he used a, poop emoji. All right. What you bid on isn't what you get. There is nothing unusual about this NFT. It's how the NFT specifications are built. Many of the highest priced NFTs could turn into shit emojis at any time. I mean, think about this. So this was when he went to OpenSea, the NFT he created, which should be this, okay, the poop emoji looked this way. When he directed it to Rarible, it looked this way. And then, but in his wallet, it's always looked like this. So, all right. Then, okay, people are watching. This is a lot of people's money, okay? This is a lot of the scammers up top, right? The Ethereum community and everything. They're watching because you're going to take money away from them. hundreds of millions of dollars away from them. So they're watching. So after a few days without warning or explanation, the NFT I made was removed from Opensea, which is an NFT marketplace. They caught on quick. The takedown suggests that I violated some term of service, but after reading the terms, I didn't see any that prohibited an NFT which changes based on where it is being looked at from. And I was openly describing it that way too. What I found most interesting though is that after Opensea removed my NFT, okay, it also no longer appeared in any crypto wallet on my device. But this is Web3 though. How is that possible? Guys, how scary is that? You just paid, however these people paid a few $100,000, maybe $1 million for some stupid NFT, and Opensea was able to just remove it, right? And it no longer appears in your wallet. A crypto wallet like MetaMask, Rainbow, etc., non-custodial. The keys are kept on the client side, right? We all know this. Not your keys, not your coins, right? But it has the same problem as my dApps above. A wallet has to run on a mobile device or in your browser. Meanwhile, Ethereum and other blockchains have been designed with the idea that it's a network of peers, but no design such that it's really possible for your mobile device or your browser to be one of those peers, right? We're all supposed to be this giant community, but yet it's always going to be those nodes controlled by the higher ups, right? Your desktop and your cell phone, it's just not going to happen. People trying to run Raspberry Pi or whatever, trying to mine Bitcoin with that stuff, or whatever, it just doesn't work. Nor do people want to run their own servers. That's another thing that he's trying to get at. A wallet like MetaMask needs to do basic things like display your balance, your recent transactions, and your NFTs, as well as more complex things like constructing transactions, interacting with smart contracts, etc. All right. In short, MetaMask needs to interact with the blockchain, but the blockchain has been built such that clients like MetaMask can't interact with it. So like my dApp, MetaMask accomplished this by making API calls to 3 companies that have consolidated in this space. For instance, MetaMask displays your recent transactions by making an API call to Etherscan, all right, or OpenSea and this and that. All right, so you can go on and keep reading this. I'm going to put a link to it. But how about that, huh? You paid God knows how much money for your NFT, and it turns out as long as you look at it in your wallet, everything looks cool. You can just stare at it like a psycho, right? But the moment you try to have it run through, the URL go through another server of some kind, well, then it can come up looking different. That is scary. That's open to hacks, everything. That is scary, man. Oh. And that's it. That's Mr. Moxie Marlinspike. We got to thank him for bringing this to our attention. And I appreciate you guys watching. If you found the content helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe, like button. And tune in next time for more important stuff that we'll bring to you, all right? Thanks for watching.